need to go all the way over to the Middle East where FIFA is being held this year, the World Soccer Cup. It doesn't matter who won FIFA because apparently the only guy who actually won was our buddy Salt Bae. I don't really know his name, but he's known across TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all these other videos as just Salt Bae. And all he does is own an incredibly overpriced steak restaurant in Las Vegas. And he goes around to each table. He'll sit there and be like, how many different examples could you imagine Salt Bae having to come over and sprinkle salt on your food? Now, I've heard some of his dishes exceed $1,000 just to have gold leaf put on top of a mediocre steak. If you look at these videos here, Salt Bae goes around to each table, fanciful cutting of each piece of meat. It may or may not have gold leaf on it. Gold leaf doesn't matter. It doesn't impact the taste of your steak. So I don't know why you put it on there, okay? Just go buy gold leaf and put it on McDonald's French fries and call it 10 times better than whatever Salt Bae is putting in his restaurant. I mean, these people are suckered out of their money for the amount of price that he's charging for a prime rib. I don't care how good the prime rib is, it cannot and should not exceed $100 for a prime rib, period. But this guy is charging completely outrageous prices to go around, chop, 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 sprinkle a little salt, maybe in it a little bit, and then he goes and grabs a slice and gets his grimy fingers all over it. Sometimes I've seen gloves, sometimes I've just seen his skin, which is very similar to that of a sushi restaurant, and they grab it and he puts it in your mouth. He puts it in your mouth with a knife. I mean, God forbid he ever seizures one day and then he's just like, he just like carves up the face of his customer because he can't control himself anymore. I don't want to be there when Salt Bae gets too old to control himself and be the first person to discover that putting a knife in someone's mouth is probably not a great idea, even if you're spending $1,000. Oh, this guy. But here he is. He somehow got past security in the soccer tournament, or sorry, my European subscribers, the football tournament in the Middle East. And he goes there with the trophy and he starts doing his salt thing. If this guy's gravestone doesn't have that exact same image where he's sprinkling salt on top of his own grave, then he's wasted his entire life, okay? This guy shows up and he sprinkles his imaginary salt on anything and everything, and he thinks he can get away with it. I mean, look at that face. This is not a face of somebody who is innocent of many, many things. I don't know what we could accuse him of. I'm not going to accuse him of anything, but I'm also not going to come out and say that he's just an innocent looking guy. His aggressiveness in an outside country, in a sport that has nothing to do with him, he just jumps in there and starts trying to sprinkle salt on the guy's trophy. I mean, he at least could have taken the extra effort and put real salt on the trophy, and now there's no salt on the trophy. I think that's what FIFA is mostly upset about. He comes in and takes the camera light and sprinkles nothing. He's sprinkling like a meme. I say we call out right now and no more Salt Bae sprinkling, all right? If you're with your friends and family, no more. If you want to go and have your steak fingered and knifed by Salt Bae in Las Vegas for $1,000, be my guest. But that is the last place I'm gonna spend my money, is in Salt Bae's restaurant. This guy is a joke. Is he financially successful? To some degree, but that doesn't mean you're not a joke. Just because you make a lot of money sprinkling salt on people's steak, for Christ's sake.